Welcome, everybody. It's your boy. And guess what? Another week of JWO Clowning Around. We got the president on deck right here, TJ Tucker.
Mhm. What up, people?
What, what is up, brother? I can't believe it's been a week, right? Last week, very emotional episode. We were talking Bray Wyatt and memories and all of that. And, it's been a week already. I can't believe it. Very sad. Still bringing up those, things. It's terrible. I went and I was opening going through some of my shirts, and man, like this whole drawer is just filled with just everything is all Bray Wyatt shirts. I didn't even realize I own this many shirts. Like I have Hush just the Pig shirts, all the character shirts, like everything he's done from the Firefly Funhouse. I was just like, really? And I was like trying to find something to wear because like once they pass like that, I honestly I won't wear the shirt. Like I'll buy legend shirts, like I'll buy a new Macho Man shirt, for instance, right? But
Yeah,
if I have something of theirs and they pass while I own it, I won't wear that anymore. Like I'll buy something new if they make a tribute shirt, but the stuff that I've bought now, I won't wear it. I did the same with Brody Lee, the Briscoes. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful. I'm a little bit weird. I'm also a little superstitious, but I just won't wear it. But I'll keep them. Obviously, they're like, I'm gonna try to get them framed. I think because I have a lot of the shirts, and the shirts are very, part of the show. All these. My favorite one I'll say right now is the one with Vince's little like devil character, and it just goes, "That's good shit." Like that was one of my favorite lines of that whole thing, and it's just like it's just gold.
yeah. I hear that shit, a lot of shit from them, and is really going to go up. You know, it, it's amazing that it takes a death for everything to like double and triple in size and everything. It sucks, but that's gonna take place. A lot of shit's gonna go up for sale. It's gonna double and triple in price out there,
It, it
and
will, and you know what? I can't stand that. I'll be honest. I think it's the lowest thing someone can do. Like not within an hour of notice of his pass, and I had two people in my emails trying to sell me Bray Wyatt belts for astronomical prices. It's like first of all, I have my own. Second of all, like dude, you're not gonna I'm not gonna allow you to capitalize off a brother's death, another wrestler's death. That's not how to make money. I think it's a poor way to make money. It's the same
oh,
with
most
athletes,
definitely.
and this isn't something like somebody found something from the 70s or 60s. You're taking stuff that was bought last year, maybe even on discount, and now you're quadrupling the price. Um, I bought a lot of Bray stuff. I bought all those box sets, everyone but the first one. I was slow on the first one. Those ones, those commemorative ones that were numbered. I didn't get the first one, but everyone after that, even starting with the Muscle Man, I snatched that for Bray Wyatt. Um, and that's what got me into kind of collecting some of these WWE stuff because then they started making other ones like NWO and other superstars. So I started getting some of those, the people I liked, and they came with all these cool collectibles. But the Bray Wyatt ones, that Muscle Man one was, man, that was my favorite because it came with not only an autograph of Bray Wyatt signed from that SummerSlam that he showed up, and it's authentically signed, everything signed. It also came, with the Muscle Man headband and the fanny pack and the what was it, the shake mixer. So it was really kind
Oh,
of like a cool
cool.
little prop set, right? But that autograph came with that, and like I'm an autograph collector, but I just put that away. I've seen now already like like five or six people listing their autographs. I'm like, would you have done that if this didn't happen? Like, would you be selling your Bray stuff? No.
Yeah, right. And no way. If I had one of his masks, hell no, I wouldn't get rid of that for the life of me. To be honest with
I
you, my net the show that should have been an episode of KPW Fight Club and shit. It was supposed to be a tribute to the recent two deaths of Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. If I had his mask, I would have worn it to that fucking episode and shit, just to freaking pay wicked big homage to his character. Because I personally loved everything that he did, and I didn't pay attention to the WWE shit. But when it came to his shit, his shit stood out, you know?
Yeah, it did. It really did.
What's up, boys?
How you
What's
doing,
going
BP?
on, Rob? And give me one second. I just want to grab my drink and I want to pull out something that I actually speaking of Bray Wyatt and like some of the cool merch.
Yeah, I'm eventually gonna wind up buying some of his merch.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I was just saying. Like, if anybody's merch I have the most of is probably Bray's. I went, and I got all the collector stuff, those box sets and stuff like that. And it's just sad to see people trying to like sell it all now for astronomical prices. But
Yeah.
I got this not like a couple years ago. It's the Let Me In hat and
That's
the
nice.
Santa
That's
hat and the Let Me In, and
nice.
I got it the same year. I actually got the Fiend on the Scene. It's like the Elf on the Shelf, but with a little fiend.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool as
And
shit.
I got one of these like Let Me In sweaters too. Like I'll be honest, like with Bray, a lot of the stuff it was hot, and then it went on discount. So when it went on discount, I just started swooping shirts like, oh, they have this one, that one, this one. I would buy them in bulk, especially in 2020, 2021. I bought a lot of shirts, a lot of tees. So like ended up buying a lot of Bray stuff. I have a lot of feed stuff. And that's what I'm saying.
Tabitha,
Like I
Yeah.
went.
Tabitha loves your fucking Santa hat. That's what she was trying to say. I don't know if anybody heard her, but she commented on your Santa hat. She loves that
Oh, I
shit.
heard her. I heard her.
Yeah, I'll wear it again for you, Tabby, just because,
Because we love
Uh,
you, Tab. Love you, sweetheart.
yeah, yeah.
though. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, I was telling it all started because it's been a whole week, Rob. It's been a week since, this all happened, and
Yeah,
we're
I'm
still
I'm
mourning to
still
this
going.
day.
Yeah, I'm still going through it. Come on now. I have a dissection Firefly Funhouse t-shirt, and I wore it that day during our promo in memory of Bray, and I wore it out because I
Yeah.
loved Bray Wyatt. I actually am one of the Fireflies. I am a fan of Bray Wyatt. Always have been, especially when he came out with the Wyatt family, the whole crew. I fell in love with that whole entire character. And when he came out with the Fiend, I was like, oh my God, this guy is phenomenal. And I fell in love with him.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly,
What I found was a little amazing too, and shit that was going on was he was pulling that whole Joker Harley Quinn thing with Alexa Bliss, and the
Yep.
fact that I just find it fucking odd as hell that I ran my ass into Tabitha again. And I didn't know this was going on too, because like I said, I didn't really pay too much attention to the WWE product. But Alexa Bliss wound up coming out with that freaking Lily doll and shit. And it
yeah,
turns
she
out that
did.
unbeknownst to
Yep,
me,
she
she was
did.
doing all of that. And then all of a sudden I ran into Tabitha again, and she started coming out again with me. I made her into my whole thing, you know, deciding to bring her into it. And when I saw all of that, I'm like, well, that's a unique doll for one. For instance, I know, I don't like using the word either, but that doesn't pertain to you. It's not to you, do it?
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't pertain to
Okay.
her.
Okay.
No. We're
You
not
know
using the
what?
D
She's
word
so
here.
sensitive about that freaking word. But shit,
I
when I
don't blame it. The D word should not be used. We should ban it. It's offensive,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
yeah, she has the same like type of hatred for that word that vampires would for Fanger, and gays would for a
Yeah.
certain other word, and
Yep.
blacks would have for another certain word too that I ain't mentioning.
Nope.
It
Trust
is,
me.
and she does take it that seriously. So we don't use it. We don't use it, and we won't. We respect that, and I mean, we're very respectful around here. We respect everyone around here at the JW. That's one thing people might not think. We might act like we're tough, and we are, and we might act like we're disrespectful because we are most of the time. But when it comes to human beings and general, just overall basic human rights, we're for everyone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
we give our advice to a lot of people who wish to hear it and shit and wish to follow along with it. We appreciate that. and we take each of our members, our prospects, any one of us that are down here and everything, we take them to a very big consideration. And speaking about that, as a matter of fact, you know, I got I got two
We got
titles
a
on
bone to
me.
pick with
I
one of
got
those.
I got two titles on me, and you know, I'm gonna take my gold off right here because this is not a flash off moment for me. This is just not a flash off moment to me right now. I'm
We know
scraping
you
by.
still. We know you still got the butt.
I'm scraping by. I'm bare minimum right now, and I'm feeding my senses towards that because I want it that way. Tabitha doesn't understand somehow my methods on why I'm doing and what I'm doing for what I'm training for and what I know I'm getting myself into. But she has to understand, just like everybody else has to understand. And I'm going to bring this more to light now because somebody gave me a good reason to bring shit more to light recently. And it has to do
Uh-oh.
with family because we at the JWO, we haven't put light on this particular prospect because he's an unknown to everybody else out there. But he was taken from Hall 6's Carnival Campgrounds. I don't know where he is. Nobody has heard anything back from him. And I know who fucking took him. Tabitha is shaken up by this even more because it brings back memories of a certain team in a certain other Fed a long time ago. Well, Jesus Christ, I didn't put two and two together until right now. It's been almost a year since that shit happened. Oh my God.
Do I know this person, TJ?
I mean, I
Yeah,
think we all
yeah.
know the person. We saw the laugh. We've heard it. We've seen it on the one of our episodes. Be
You
hijacked.
remember you remember the promo that we put out that was from us at Hall 6's Carnival Campgrounds that day, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, one of the most recent things that had been dropped to the VSW to produce out and shit was a bit part of the beginning part of that promo. And there's a little old lady on the bottom of me, you know, doing what the hell ever it is. I wasn't even paying attention to it. I was just curious what the hell it was all about. And
I can't help it, but
all of a sudden it blurs out and it's fucking Twinkle Toes.
What the?
It's fucking Twinkle Toes. And he's got a hold of the rook, well, not the rook, the prospect that I'm telling you guys about. And
that's what I'm saying.
he's got a bag over the motherfucker's head and shit. And I've only heard this once before and shit, talking about playing a game of what's in the
I mean,
bag.
listen. Okay, I've been contacted by his family, so I can just say the word. Okay, Prospect Schwartz has been kidnapped and is supposedly maybe even dead. I don't even know. We saw the video, and it is Prospect Schwartz. I mean that's who it's been identified. And like I said, I contacted the family, and they were like, just mention it because if anybody knows where this guy is, they want him back. You know, I guess he had a wife or a girlfriend or something. I don't know. But here at the JWO, we don't get too much interpersonal. But what we do get into is business. And all of a sudden, you know, this video got released. I saw your little vignette with you, and I have to chuckle at it. Creative. You want to put little old ladies with, the president of JWO and have a little, laughing party. Kudos to you. You know how to work Photoshop. You know how to do some video and shit. Fun times. But then
Yeah,
I saw the gruesome abduction of Swartz. I mean, just grabbed, bagged, and tagged. I mean, I hate to be like funny, but he was bagged and tagged. I
yeah,
mean, and the laugh and the clown is just maniacally laughing over you, and then it just fades out again. And it's like, okay, but we haven't heard from now in about what, 4 days? And that's what I'm
At
saying.
least
Like
4 days.
originally the family was
yeah.
like, don't mention the name. Maybe he's on, something, or maybe he went on, one of his like bike
Yeah,
runs or something.
they threw at me that they thought he was off on a bender and shit. And me personally, I know Schwartz. Schwartz has been clean for a little bit now. He's not on no fucking bender. When somebody gets clean like that around here, you tend not to bring that shit around them anymore so that they can live that clean life amongst a whole bunch of people who just like to party. I'm one of
Well,
the
Yeah,
that's the
party
pretty
thing.
much.
That's
myself,
the thing
you
with the
know?
JWO. You know, we are considerate of all lifestyles, and like when we do have that kind of, there is people obviously with, in this world with the problem with addiction or alcohol, substance, whatever it might be, and they want to be prospect, but they're doing the right thing. We don't, entice them. We don't, flash it in front of them.
No, we
Um,
don't.
you're not gonna dangle booze over the guy that just quit drinking's face and be like, "Come on, can't you fight your temptation?" We're not like that. We'll support you. We're like the DDP. We'll help
Yeah.
you even. You having
And
a
the
problem
way
with the
too, people have to notice too. The reason this is why I do this the way I do. I never went to college, but I took a concept a long time ago from college and applied it to the JWO when it comes to people having problems. Because they do this now in college. They did in the 90s when I was a kid, and they've overgrown it now to even bigger things because of what the hell's out there now. Even worse shit. And you have um, a sober brother or a sober sister in the house. It's the one person that you can call if you're partying too hard that night. You call up your sorority or your fraternity, and there's one sober person in that house, or at least two or more, that can pick up that phone and be like, "Where are you? All right, you need a ride where? Okay, I'm coming to get you right now, brother or sister." It's called a sober brother or sister.
yes,
And
no, I
we at
know
the
exactly.
JWO, I enforce that law, as a matter of fact. There are
You know,
sober people here that I do give that responsibility to, going, "Yo, so and so, can you go check on so and so for me right now? I don't like the way things are going," and they will. That's the way things are going
do
over
you,
here. I got plenty of them that
my
hang with
my
that,
only
that
issue
hang and live in Tent City.
my only issue with it is who you designated him in. I mean, I understand he's the cleanest as a whistle, but honestly, the Rook last minute Rook. I mean, he's so last minute and stuff. We don't even know if he's gonna come. But yeah, he's the sober man. He's the clean man. He's the one that we designate. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I have to
No,
say, it is
no,
kind of
I didn't.
crazy.
I didn't tell anybody this. I didn't tell anybody this until just now because I feel like it has to be put out there right now and shit. But no, there was a person. There was a person by Schwartz that fucking night that he was taken, and all they reported back to me was they were smoking with him, passed him a 40 ounce, and then he said the next thing I knew, it turned black. Somebody clocked him in the back of his fucking skull. Because when he woke up, he had a big fucking welt right over here in the back of his fucking bell.
Okay, but who was
When you
that?
get
Who
your
who
bell rung, and when you get your bell rung way back over here, you fucking know it.
is this somebody we know though? I'm just trying to picture. I mean, like who would be sitting there? Because like you said, we all thought he was doing the right thing this week. He's been good for a while.
No,
Now
no,
you're
that,
saying,
that
he's
was
been.
exactly that was exactly what that person was there doing, making sure that everything was clean and clear with him, and that he was
While he
sticking
was
to his
drinking the
guns.
40 and smoking?
No, no, no. He wasn't a sober brother himself, but he
Oh,
normally was the connections to it all and shit. But he was
oh.
freaking partying along, and he didn't freaking knock out from booze or anything else and shit. He told me straight up he was fucking knocked out. It wasn't
So I
from
mean,
drugs or anything else. He was plain
no,
out
no.
knocked in
Okay.
the back of his skull.
So we know what I mean. We know Twinkle Toes is here. I mean, we get it. I think he's made himself pretty clear between some of the videos he's promoted. I mean, he got into the warehouse. He freaking destroyed our little collage we did with the spray paint when we first entered the warehouse. He
Yeah,
kind of desecrated that. He's been jumping on some of our end of our promos kind of. I don't even know how, but with little vignettes and other bullshit. Now, this, we saw him kind of, candlelight, but then he was like, I said, the vicious attack, taking Schwartz. He's got one of ours. We don't even know where he's at. Um, I got family calling me every day. I've known this guy for about, 10 years now. So, I get to know, his, girlfriend. I get to know, his, cousins and brothers, sisters, and all these people because, I've been hanging with this kid. So I got all them calling me looking for answers. And, there's only so many things I know. I'm not trying to get myself involved with Twinkle Toes at that level that they're looking for me to get involved with. We have
Why is
killers
he
for that.
like that,
We
John?
have
I
soldiers
never
for that.
understand that. Why is he like that? Yeah,
We
that's
have
just the way the
generals for
people are
that.
sometimes, Dave. Go
I
ahead.
mean, we have all of that in line. We have a whole army to fight this dude. I'm not going to be the one to go and try to hunt him in the night. I'm just saying that, being honest with you, President. But I will find the answers. And like I said, when it comes down to battling and in any KPW showdown, I'm always there to fight. I don't. Again, going back to the Rook, I I don't know what the hell he was thinking this weekend, but he was given clear instructions by the founding fathers. Now, this is the first time ever the founding fathers have given driving instructions to a personnel. I never even got
Yeah,
driving instructions. All I got was just, radio and almost
nope.
like flashcards. This kid gets driving, right? He's
Yeah,
very crystal clear, times in big letters, times, and they're
Yep.
highlighted. The kid comes hours late.
yeah.
What? I mean, like,
It,
I, I, the founding, we're lucky to even be here. I can say that the founding fathers were very forgiving to us, and I thank them for this because the, like I said, I
it
mean,
was
I was
too,
just mind
it was
blown.
too
I was
much.
ready.
It was too much that day. It really was too much that day. I mean, that's why I fucking rung him in, behind the fucking camera and shit. He thought I was really gonna fucking hit him, but I saw him back up and shit, And then finally, after the camera cut off and shit, he looked at me and was like, "Oh, God damn!" He goes to sit down. They say, "God damn what?" He goes, "Shit, I thought you were actually gonna freaking take me out there for a sec." I said, "Oh, really?" I said,
He's
"Yeah."
lucky you didn't.
But I'm glad that it was a prank. I'm like, you know, you got a very bad choice of words. Boom!
Pretty much.
Shabbat kick right to the fucking chin. I gave him the shut the fuck up. That's why I freaking took the camera and I was like, I'm sorry. Check his chin. Yeah, I may have. And I had to close up to the camera. I'm like, I fucked him up.
Yeah,
But I
pretty
was behind
much.
the camera going, yeah, he's not bleeding too bad.
But the crazy part is I was left in the dark. So like I'm expecting this kid to show up. He doesn't come obviously on time, and I'm talking, trying to figure out what's going on. All of a sudden, a couple hours go by, and I'm just like, I don't. I mean, is this the right day? And then I got a message on my computer, straight up message on my messenger. It was from an unknown person, and normally it can't come through because my messages are blocked from unknown people. They have to be a friend, right? This
Yeah.
one comes up and just says final notice. And then all of a sudden, all my power, everything in the house just clicked off. I lost
Huh.
internet, lost house, everything for about a good hour or so. And then everything came back on. I don't know. It was very weird because it was only my house that lost the power. My neighbors had power. Everybody else, we called, National Grid. They came out, they did whatever. But it was just our house. Everything shut down after I got that message. So strange, right? And, I was just kind of furious because like I said, I have no say over, no control over this situation. I
Okay,
wasn't
boy.
the one they gave the instructions, but yet I'm being put on final notice.
Okay, boys. Um, I'm gonna float something, through us right now because it's a what the fuck moment at this point. But just what if? What if Twinkle Toes and the founding fathers are in cahoots?
What? Like I said, what the fuck? Like you said, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
What if this
It,
motherfucker is in bed with the founding fathers? I
well,
mean,
I
in a
mean,
way, I
maybe
see
he's their man.
tactics that they kind of use within his tactics. It says Twinkle Toes all over it. Trust me, it does. But I've seen these head game tactics when they tried to put Rob through that situation, when they tried to put
Well,
the
okay.
other worker that
Well,
used to work here before and they took him out,
you
and the
know what
other
I'm
dude
thinking?
too.
I'm thinking, boys. Okay, so now you got me thinking here. This does have twinkle toes over it, and maybe maybe twinkle toes is something similar to like a Boba Fett, like he's freelance, like
Hmm.
he's been like just he wants whatever, so he's taking this stuff. Founding fathers reach him and says, "Hey, they have a clown. Well, you're a clown. Why don't we
Yeah,
make everything work for each other?" I
yeah.
mean,
This is
you remember this though. I mean, you got to remember this. See, this is where it is bizarre because the founding fathers are the only one that could pull this off unless he escaped. Because you remember Twinkle Toes, right? We've seen him, we've heard of him. He's crazy, right? Crazy person, right? Poor kid.
yeah.
I mean, unfortunate story. His mother. If we'll go through the story because I was just reading about it after
I've
talking.
read his story. Go ahead if you want. It's an
Well,
interesting fucking
the
read.
mother was kind of abusive, I guess, a little bit. I would say even. She was driven, but to the point of like madness, and she was obsessed with dance, and she couldn't do it after one day. Something happened to her. She just couldn't do it. And she made her son just, do it. She wanted her son to be a dancer. He didn't really want to, but she just kept it up on him, I guess, through, different abusive methods. I really don't know too much. It's kind of vague because, things get kind of whitewashed, scrubbed. I remember the original story, and I think it got taken down from social media because it was like so descriptive. But
Mm,
I can't condone any of that, and that's not right, man. Children should grow up in a safe environment. They should be safe, wherever they are. They're sacred. The only thing that we're having with children is should be taught things. We should teach our children, how to do and be, and because they're the future. We shouldn't be, hurting them, stunting their growth, abusing them, or doing any of that. It's
yeah,
absurd. But
absolutely.
unfortunately, there's evil in this world, and in this case, it only spawned more evil. This dude, took all this abuse, but he took it in with hatred, and his hatred grew and grew and grew until eventually he took it out on his mother, and he took it out on several other people. And he was locked away. But remember what I said originally. They were grabbing fighters from institutions, from max jails, from places that are, the hole that's so deep, where they put like that marathon bomber kid, like out in Colorado, like, crazy max jails. They're grabbing fighters from there and putting the fight in KPW grounds. They
Yeah,
might have released him. They might have released Twinkle Toes on a little bit of a deal. Hey, we'll get you out. We'll let you go. We have the power to say that you're no longer insane.
yeah,
But, and there is that but.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
always a
no,
but.
we want you to work for us, and you're gonna do this, and once it's done, and it's not gonna be as easy as this thinks. And he might got his freedom that way, but guess what? He's not free from us. He's not free from the JWO. We will answer back. We will strike back hard. We will find out where he sleeps because believe me or not, it's not like he's a magical creature. He's not floating in the skies. He's not a god here. He's a living creature just like the rest of us. And we're gonna find out where he rests at night and where his carnival is. And guess what? We're not gonna treat it with such kind and respect either.
Nope.
yeah. There's
We will
only,
burn that bitch to
I,
the ground.
yeah. I'm
You
already,
know,
I'm
I've
already up
already
in
made
guard. I'm already up in guard because of Schwartz and shit. But the thing that's got me most guarded is what could happen to Tabitha, and I'm not looking forward to anything
but
like that.
but my mind's always working, and sometimes I have these theories and stuff, and I'm just kind of wondering, is there a possibility because of the way things go down and how it seems to kind of play? Could the Rook be also a member of the founding fathers?
Oh God, I hope not.
Oh, oh, Jesus Christ! To think about a fucking mole being with us right now.
Well, I mean, he would sell his soul for almost pennies, but I mean, think about all he does. Think about what he asks. Think about, the questions. We give him questions, about the JWO, but think about the ones he asks us and what he's interested in and really what he talks about.
Yeah, he does a lot of the bottom line bullshit, you know.
There's a lot that it could be just relaying. I don't know. Now I'm kind of paranoid after Schwartz being taken and after just Twinkle Toes being out and about, and plus, we got other people after us as well that didn't even get completed. You were supposed to take out Dojo Joe this weekend. That was supposed to be a dead deal. This was supposed to be ended. Now he's still roaming free.
Yeah, he's still roaming free, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's another fucking
And
thing too. That's a price on my head right there. That's a freaking crosshairs on my fucking skull. Now, Twinkle Toes, on the other hand, that's a whole different freaking story right there.
Well, see, I feel like Twinkle Toes has us all targeted.
I know he's aiming at me, but I also know how this motherfucker thinks about mind games. And what's the closest thing to my fucking heart right now?
Your daughter.
You know? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Your JWO and your daughter is what keeps you going. You love us, all as like almost children here. You treat us great as a president. We are all treated very fairly, and I don't just mean that to suck up. I mean it truthfully because I've been part of other clubs and such, and you treat us all fairly. You treat us like decent humans, and that's what it's really important about. But at the end of the day, we know that you don't play, so we do have your protection, and we do feel that you are the person to lead this, lead us into battle, and we are loyal for you, and we are ready to fight. And yes, we probably all are being hunted by Twinkle Toes. The fact that they hit Schwartz, one of, like you said, the least known prospects, the littlest known.
What gets me even more about Schwartz's disappearance is where it got taken care of, where the business was taken care of. See, Schwartz was a prospect, and it didn't take place in the front gate. It didn't take place amongst in the front gate. Where Schwartz got taken out of was a dark spot that people don't normally go for in Hall 6.
Yeah,
It was an unusual spot, and it wasn't the front gate where Twinkle Toes hit him and took him out from. Even he shouldn't have fucking known about that spot, but yet the man is in the shadows,
and they're fine with it.
So it could be anything, But he was taken from.
Well, hold on. I just heard something. President. Hold on. I just heard something in the background, and it is true. At the JWO, we don't care about a person's sexuality. We could care less.
Oh, yes.
We don't care what you're doing over there. VP, we don't care what you're doing. As long as you are a loyal member of the JWO.
I've always been a loyal member. Always.
Exactly. That's why you're vice president.
That's right.
Yep. It's no other person that I would have put on that fucking patch about that shit.
It's not a gimmick. It's a lifestyle.
Oh, yes.
Well, yeah. And I mean, of course, there's been all sorts of, I'll be honest with you, Rob, there's been kind of rumors going around of just people talking, but you've come out about everything about your lifestyle, and you're not ashamed, and you don't give a shit. And neither do we. We love you, Rob.
Oh, I love you guys too. Come on now. You've met my friends.
Oh, yes,
you've
met
my friends.
Oh, of course. Your friends. If they're your friends, they're our friends. And that's how it works, Like I said, everybody is great. We don't have those kinds of like stigmas about people. We don't even care about that shit. It's not even on our radar of thought. It happens just to be that we have to bring it up because, other people will say shit and we'll be defensive or we'll take stances of what we are against. And what we are against is bigotry, hatred.
Yep. And racism.
Racism, sexism, all of that stuff. We're equal opportunity. We don't care if you're female, male, and, transgender. It doesn't matter to us at the JW. We're all family.
Yeah.
We're a family.
Yeah, big
this is
family.
a family.
The
and it
hell?
only is growing. It's only
Wait a
growing,
minute.
and that's
Wait
what's
a
great
minute.
about the
Wait.
JWO.
Wait a minute.
You don't
It,
have to be a certain mold. You know, you explained that last week. You don't have to be this full blown juggalo. You can actually be just a wicked cool ass homie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As long as your heart's in the right place for the JWO, and as long as you can, bring value and drive to this, this organization, then there's a spot for you. And that's what's great about this. We are accepting of almost everybody.
Yep.
Where else would Rook fit in, honestly? Think about that. What other
He wouldn't.
stable could the Rook fit into? Would it be Tough Inc?
oh,
Would the Rook fit?
absolutely.
I mean, how
Okay,
would the
wait a
Rook
minute.
fare in Tough Inc? How would the Rook fare in
Uh,
other stables around New England? I don't even
okay.
think they would let him in. I don't think the
Nope.
Brotherhood would let him in. I don't think any of those guys would let him in. I don't think any of the factions in New England would even look at the Rook. But
No, they think
the
it's a joke.
the JWO
Exactly. They definitely
has
think he
taken
was a
him.
joke.
The JWO has taken him, taught him, and has shown him respect just like we would every other member. The only time we have to dope slap him is when he acts up, and that's unfortunate for him. But he acts up a lot. I mean, I'm still mad that I wasn't at that show. I'm still mad that we didn't get to that show. Yes, I saw, everything that happened. I saw you guys, and I got to see the video, and that was cool and all, and whoop-de do. But I'm the one with the final notice from the founding fathers. I'm the one that got, hit with this kind of penalty, and it's not fair because I wasn't the one that was given the instruction to drive. Had I been, I would have been at the house an
No.
hour early because I prepare for this shit. And I think they did it on purpose. I think they knew that he would screw it up, and I think they hit him with it, knowing that he would fold, and we would get mad, and it was kind of a ha ha ha. But yeah, going back to that whole Twinkle Toast thing, thinking back, maybe yes, and I think you are right. I think he is in the pockets of the founding fathers. I don't think he is one. I don't think he has that much power, or he would have taken more than Swartz by now. But I do think that he is, in their pocket, and that's pretty dangerous. Because he does have their wealth, then, and he has their reach. He's been given information about us that they have that he wouldn't have normally have gotten, that they've been
Yeah.
able to pry from us, and that's what scares me. That's like, okay, well, let's just say, Twinkle Toes is the gun. Well, now the founding fathers is, hollow point bullets, and they just keep feeding this guy these bullets because, they're giving them information that is, so classified that, they know stuff about you that you probably are only in your head and you've only told one person or two people. Sometimes they've even heard conversations. It's weird, the stuff that they know. It's kind of really scary and airy. Like I said, their reach is so deep, but to give that into the mind of a madman, that's even more terrifying.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Trust me, I know the entire fucking madman routine, especially about this business and shit. You know, character and gimmick, that's all one thing. But when you truly are the gimmick and you live the life the way that you do, like me, there's so much about my character that sort of is gimmick, but on top of it all, it's not really so much gimmick. It's like Robin, as VP said and shit, it's more of a lifestyle.
Yep.
Well, exactly. I mean,
And
why do you think?
everything.
I mean, to
One
be
of my
honest with you,
one of
why?
my
I mean, why do you?
fucking one of my fucking boys just hit me up and shit. He's all like, "Yo, normally you got a light going on in that little tent of yours when you're doing this fucking shit. Why the hell are you so dark over there today?" Well, I gotta tell you, reason why I'm dark is for a very good reason. We've been talking about him. I don't like too many lights on me right now and shit, and this has got me a better vantage point now. I'm seeing a little bit more as my eyes adjust in the darkness.
And I
And
mean, to be honest with you, normally I wouldn't be on such alert, but with the killer being on a small leave right now, he went on vacation right before this happened. We have to give him his summer vacation. He went on.
oh yeah,
I mean, he's our muscle man. He's our number one, hammer.
Yep.
he's not around right now. So, yes, we got other soldiers. Yes, we got other people. And, don't forget the general
Of
is
course.
standing by. But, the killer not being around kind of makes me another thing that kind of just gives me this kind of this little off feeling, this uneasy feeling of and I don't want to get a video of, him being tucked in a bag and taken away either.
Oh,
Um,
shit.
because I haven't, when the killer
No.
goes away, he doesn't like to be tracked, so he don't take his phone. So he has no idea what is going on. He has no idea of what happened to Swartz. He has no idea about any of this.
Yeah, we're
Nope.
gonna have to fill him in when he gets back in, and he was very talkative with Schwartz too and shit. You know,
Well, he
like I
was kind
said,
of helping him. I'll be honest,
Schwartz
he was
wasn't
kind of
known
helping
like
him.
everyone else is on the camera. Schwartz wasn't known like that, but he was known behind the scenes, and he would have been coming up even more too. And instead, now I got to worry about, if we gotta get him back, or we gotta figure out what the hell's going on, because I've rounded up the troops. The thing is, though, is I just told them to be on high alert. I can't I can't tell anyone to, get the fuck out of the campgrounds and start looking, because I don't fucking know where this motherfucker is. I don't have one clue where he was. When it came to the viral asylum and Tabitha's kidnapping, I knew where they were. They were in Raccoon City. So I just had to find Raccoon City. I don't fucking know where this motherfucking clown is.
That's the thing, every me being the keeper, I've done a lot of research already. I've done a lot of this work of trying to track this dude. And I'm telling you right now, everything leads to a dead end. Yeah, Raccoon City, you got all the way in there, and it was a bitch to get you in there. I remember,
Yeah,
all
it
that
was.
heartache. And I was following all the posts when you were on the road into Raccoon City, and it was just, it was devastating because you're fighting for your daughter. You're fighting being a father. I get it. This is even kind of in a way. It's not harder, but Schwartz isn't our kid, but we care for him.
Of course we
But
do.
Most definitely.
we don't know where this is. There's no breadcrumbs. There's no calling card. There's nothing. Just his name, and I don't know. I don't see no carnival in town except ours. There's no circus going. There's no big pop tents, but the
Yeah.
JWOs. He doesn't advertise like other people. He doesn't have, a place anywhere. He doesn't say where he lives. If I had a guess, it would be some dark, dusty room like at the end of the Jeepers Creepers movie. This guy isn't
Yeah.
normal. And like I said, he's also been institutionalized for how many years, and they let him on the streets. Who knows? I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, he's not like he's able to rent an apartment somewhere downtown. He's got to be living in some dark, deep dungeon, or he's with the founding fathers, or the founding fathers put him somewhere. I don't know. Everything has been leading to dead ends. I think I get something. I think I tracked him. Bam, gone. Like yes, I watched that video maybe 1,000 times. I thought I found its location, on Google Maps. I thought I could. I thought I found some evidence. On the I saw water behind it, so it was near the river. And I know Swords used to like to walk, along the river. Back in the day. Now nobody's been found in that river. It's a pretty public area. I would think, if he's in the river, I hate to say it, but by now they would have found him. He would have washed ashore. It's not, it's a child's river.
Yeah.
So it runs,
It's
but it does run the length, and it can go into the Boston Harbor. So I mean, but I
Oh
again,
yeah.
it's
I
a
mean, anybody who's seen my stories out there, whenever I'm out on the beach, that's our fucking waterway right there. That
but I'm saying like
and
he
the
would
inner
have he
walks
would
of the Watuppa Pond.
well yeah he would have to travel though. I mean, all the way down from where we were. and somebody I think by now would have seen him because some parts is pretty shallow. So I'm thinking Twinkle Toes took him someplace else after that. So he didn't just leave him there. He's taking him someplace else. So that's where I don't know. And I thought I knew the location. It wasn't it. Dead end. When I went down to the location physically, it wasn't actually as it was in the video. So meaning that, it wasn't,
Yeah,
the right spot.
he's throwing smoke and mirrors to you and shit.
Well, there is, and there's some tricks in play, and who knows if the footage has even been edited. They did, like I said, you saw some trickery in the beginning. I don't know if that's some kind of like clue or anything, but just we saw that bullshit, with the old lady kind of laughing and singing. I don't know what she was doing while you were just chilling with VP. But then it jumps in, it cuts out and cuts into that violent scene. So it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
he sort of took a page out of my book right there. This is why I know. This is why I know that he's running the same freaking game that we usually run, that I usually run my personal self,
but
And
two
yeah,
things, but two
well, the general has come into the fucking room right there.
two things irk me about this though. One is all of Twinkle Toes' oh, there we are. The General, Mr. Pickles, finally here. Now I feel a little bit better because you know what? Sometimes to beat a clown, you need a clown.
Yeah, yeah. I could have sworn that I fucking heard Tiptoe Through the Tulips playing for a second.
But
And in comes the
so-
general.
well, now that the general's here, I'm gonna tell him straight up too. What irks me is, we've heard and we've seen all his crimes, everything he's done, this whole dance or die killing spree. It was done selfie style. He held the camera up like this and did his crimes. This was not selfie style. This was a third person camera angle, and it wasn't on a tripod. The camera was panning and following and zooming, which means somebody was filming this. There was a
Yeah,
third person there. Who? I
yeah,
know that
which
the
means he's
founding
got
fathers,
people.
I know that the founding fathers have cameramen. I mean, we've seen them. They show up at KPW and they have no idea. They're just shown up to film, nothing else. They know nothing of the job. You've even taken one out. You beat the piss out of him, TJ. And he didn't
Yeah.
even know his own name. He didn't know what I'm coming in to film. Leave me alone. I mean, you're pounding this kid, and he's just talking about filming. He didn't know any of the missions that they were doing, anything that he was even there for.
Well, I'm not leaving anybody alone now. When it comes to after all of this just came up with Schwartz and shit, and my paranoia is starting to go off between me and Tabitha and everybody else that's here, their families and our fam and everybody else around here. Yeah, I'm not playing anymore. If it, I'm not accepting any new fucking visitors in Hall 6's Carnival Campgrounds. Anybody that comes in is going to wind up having a fucking rectal exam to come into this fucking place. I don't care if I got to turn on to that shit, if I got to turn into that motherfucker, but I'm not fucking playing. There's more shit entailed to this, and to get me this paranoid to be looking around as much as I'm usually doing. Anybody has noticed and shit, I've been doing nothing but swiveling my fucking head around, just looking different
Well,
directions all over the place. I don't like this feeling. The last time I felt this was last year, just around this time, and I swear to you, there's got to be a reason why I'm getting these freaking senses and shit. Twinks, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. You come near me or Tabitha before this fucking fight, fuck your little thing of there will be blood. Trust me, motherfucker, there will be more than blood. I'm talking about blood, guts, fingers, toes. Just listen to chicken hunting, motherfucker.
Two
I'm
good
fucking
buckets,
fucking around
chicken
anymore.
nuggets. You get buckets, chicken nuggets, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And that's just what I was gonna say. It was in my head, and you must have been reading it. This is giving me some old school vibes. Back in the days when we would have to, pony up, let's say, and go good old fucking chicken hunting. And me and the boys would grab a hatchet and go out. And my golly, we would always come home with something nice, some little piggy fucker. And let me tell you, that is what we will do with TT. We will hunt him down, maybe. He might be thinking he is the hunter, but no, 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 sir. We will be the hunters. You will be the prey. And
I've
it'll
been
be us.
hunting motherfuckers like this ever since ACW decided to freaking treat me the way that they did. My fucking self has been this way for years.
But
Since
I was thinking,
ACW started in the mid years and shit, I've been right like this. And I just been cruising along and cruising along. And it's been soaking like a knowledge sponge and shit for the past few years. And the fact that he's trying to do it this way, as you can see, I'm all over the place, even in conversations. I don't know where the
I know
fuck to
you're
go.
very scattered right now, and I understand that. You're very scared, and I would be too. If you're getting these spider sense tinglings, because you've already been through the trauma of losing your daughter once. These, like I said, you're gonna get these spider sense tinglings when this danger is there, and the danger is there. And as much as we can hunt, we will hunt. We have to find him first, and that is our issue. If I don't know where to hunt, if I don't, we can't hunt if I don't know where to go.
You can't set traps if you don't know where the fuck you're going and shit.
And I don't know where they're coming from. Like I said, Swartz would have been the last person I would have thought they would have picked. He's not on anybody's radar. He never was. I don't get it. Why not take the Rook? Why not take our cameraman? Why not take our guy? Why not take, a more important player? Why not take me? Why not, take me out? Why not take VP out? Why not take, Killer out? Why not take some of the other prospects that we have out? Fox, any of these guys, girls, it doesn't matter. They picked Schwartz, one of the probably most non-key players in the game. But he was loyal,
Well,
and that's why, that's what we loved about him, his loyalty and his dedication. He was the first guy on the scene. He would always be the last guy to leave if something needed to be done. And his, hard work is what paved the way, for a lot of the people. And
yes, he
we've,
did.
been working with him for so long. And like I said, he might not be 100% down with the clown, but he is a cool ass homie.
Yep.
Um, yeah, no, I'll take that. And even with that beef with the Eminem and ICP at the time. I remember him being the biggest Eminem fan. He actually sided with ICP,
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I remember
and that
when
was for our
my war was
dedication. That was
happening
for
out
our
there.
loyalty.
That was
That was for our.
actually just when the JWO New England chapter was just a twinkle thought in my fucking head back then.
But we were still all hanging together, and everybody was still hanging around the campgrounds. And it might have been a thought, it might have been a twinkle, it might have not have launched. Nobody was thinking gold around the waist of the president. Nobody even knew there would be a president. But there was still the brotherhood. There was this family. And we would sit around those campfires telling tales and talking about wishing upon a star. And look at us now. Look at it here. Look where you
Yep,
have got to.
we
And
turned we went from a crew. That's what we were. We're a hatchet crew, an HC, a hatchet crew, and we went and turned it into an order, a big fucking. I can't say spectacle, but a a fucking family. Straight, not mobbed up, but enough clout to know that you don't fucking fuck with anybody underneath those colors.
it's true. It's true. And I think there has been some respect, about us and where we're going with it, just as being, this kind of stable now in New England, where we are winning, and we're continuing to show that we're here, and we're continuing to show up at shows, and we're continuing to work with promoters, and we're continuing to even talk to the promoters. Where 2 years ago, JWO wasn't, on communication levels. We were definitely more underground, not put together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It took a lot to get to where we are right now. The fact that we freaking claimed those titles in AWO is a big fucking milestone for us. When I claimed my freaking KPW Interstate Championship, that was another milestone for me.
These right here, baby. These bad boys right fucking here. These
Oh,
ones.
yeah. When we claimed those right there, that told me that, not just in singles I'm good, but I'm good in tag team as well. And to get that title right there, that's to let you know, even if it is just in that one Fed, right there, you're number one. Number one in the tag team division, baby. Just like
Yep.
the KPW, I'm number one in the mid card division. Now, to be honest with you, I know in KPW I'm pretty much a main eventer, but I will take that mid card title and keep it around this fucking waist and around these shoulders as long as I fucking can. Dojo
Well, we
Joe,
never, well,
you're gonna be
well,
one
we
of my
never
first
heard from
ones
the
to take
heavy,
out.
we, well, we never heard from the heavyweight champion again. Anyways, he just up and disappeared. He disappeared quicker than Swartz. We didn't even get a video for him. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm curious about what they're gonna do with that title and division.
I
Yeah, me
have no
too.
idea. And again, like not being in part of the media, like they don't really tell me much. They've really just, like I said, I've been told final warning last time. What's up, Rob? You're back. You missed him again.
Oh shit! Hey,
What
what up,
what what, what
PP?
happened? What the fuck
The
happened?
general was here. The General Pickles was here. We were talking about
I
him, his
thought
clown to
I
clown.
thought I thought something was going on because sometimes Pickles doesn't show up as often as he does because he's out doing his own shit. TJ, you know this,
Oh yeah. When
and
I see him,
he's a
it's
very
always a
mysterious
surprise.
fucking clown. He's just mysterious. That kid,
Well, see,
that
that's the
guy.
thing about Pickles, you were talking about it earlier. He's another individual that lives the gimmick. It isn't a gimmick; it's a lifestyle. He's
Yep.
not out there. He's still a clown. He's dressing up. He's walking around as is, as you see him. He's probably was part of those creepy clowns you used to see back in the day, standing on the corners that was scaring everybody back in what, like 18, 17, 18. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
Pickles is a very
the
disturbing, weird character, dude. He even scares the shit out of me, and I'm hardly scared of anybody, but Pickles scares the crap out of me once in a while.
but I'm
Oh
glad that
yeah,
he's
it
on
makes
our
me
side.
nervous
And
too.
that is our key weapon. Especially like I said, it's gonna take a clown to beat a clown. He is gonna be our key weapon against Twinkle Toes. I think once we can
Yeah,
find this,
I feel bad for Twinkle Toes if Pickles ever gets his fucking hands on him, dude.
that's what I'm
I
Oh
saying. Once
yeah.
swear.
we can once we can find this guy, once we can pinpoint his location, then it's gonna be on, and then we are gonna be able to unleash the beast. We are gonna be able to let the killer and Pickles off their chains and have them go to a spot and run. And then when
Seriously,
that
man,
happens,
if he thinks he can honestly dig down with Pickles, he's gonna find out that he doesn't have a big enough fucking shovel.
no, he doesn't.
Nope.
And at that point, he better hope the founding fathers are behind him, because that will be the only thing that possibly, maybe, this much could
All I
save him
gotta
off.
do is just drop that leash in front of him, and that's it.
And
I don't think he has a
it's
fucking
getting to that
chance in
point.
hell.
No,
He
Hell
he
doesn't have a
no,
doesn't.
chance in hell.
Nobody
no,
does. I've
no.
I've been in the ring with that monster. Not even the ring, I can say. He beat me out my own house, but I threw strikes at him. He's made of steel. There's no penetrating that, and his blows are like knives stabbing you. It's devastating. He's got real power. He's got that Michael Myers kind of strength. That just unnatural, raw energy, just brute force. can pick a man up by his head and snap it. It's scary.
And that's why he's our general.
Hey,
Exactly.
you
And
two, you two, over here, over here, over here. No,
What's
listen,
going on?
listen to me. Listen to me
What's
right
going on?
now. Okay?
Uh,
What are you two doing over here? You know what happened, right? Yeah. No, you know what happened.
what's going
Go
on?
over into Tent City. Get away from my fucking place. You know exactly where this place is, okay? Go over and find your parents now. Get out of here. I don't want anyone near this place. You know what happened. Yeah. You should be old, and you know better. You're old enough to know better. Get them and take them with you. Bring them back to the parents now. Go. Get out of here.
What was that about, TJ?
In Christ.
Was it little kids fucking trying to hang out with
Yo,
you?
you know what it is. It, in ways, I don't like my popularity around here and shit. It, some people like to hang around like freaking paparazzi and shit, and they know that they're my family. They can come over to me and say whatever they want, you know. But to be out at what is it, 8:28 right now? Yeah,
Yeah,
they should be at a bonfire right now in Tent City. What the hell are they doing all the way over here?
I don't know. It's just like sometimes it's very hard to find you around once in a while. I have to search, and I know where the hell you are half the time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't I just don't like seeing freaking kids alone by themselves like that. And that
Yeah, me neither.
their bigger brother should have fucking known better.
but
Yeah,
why are they
no
out
shit.
alone? Why are they out alone coming to you anyway? See, like that makes me nervous. What are they spies?
It,
Are they working for somebody else? I mean, did somebody send them to you?
no, no. I've heard a few of the people down in Tent City talk about me and shit, and they just like you talk about me, Keeper. These little kids hear these stories about me and they want to go and they want to find Bigfoot. They want to find President Clinton. They want to see what the motherfucking legend looks like. And I don't
Yeah,
like
I know, right?
promoting myself out to be that popular, but I know my popularity around here. And I got little kids trying to sneak away to freaking see me and shit. And I think also that, yeah, one of them also was Tabitha's friend too. So they try to see Tabby as much as they can too, and they just shouldn't be around this particular tent at this fucking time. Like I said, they should be at a fucking bonfire eating some fucking steaks right now with their parents. The hell is the parents doing?
Probably out partying or some shit.
The parents are eating the steaks.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah,
Oh God, President. I mean, I do feel bad because you have a whole like it's not just us. The immediate. You have now all these. I mean, what do you call them? You got a kingdom to watch over. I mean, you're like King Tut down there, and it's crazy. But you do have to care for everybody. The children, the older people. What's going on in the campground? You're like the caretaker, the overseer, the one in charge. And yes, do have a law with you that's gaining popularity. Day by day, it's just steamrolling. It's crazy how much people ask. TJ, like he's really a thing. That's not just the this river rat exists. I get all sorts of weird
well,
ass, crazy ass questions.
Yeah, speaking of weird ass shit and questions, fucking a bunch of two individuals, I don't know who they are. I think they're indie wrestlers, backyarders or something, asking me, like, one of them was like, "Hey, beat his ass. I saw that promo you and your tag team partner did. Oh, I hope you kick his ass." I'm like, "Oh, you what? You watch our stuff?" Then this other guy was asking me, who was I trained by? Where have I been? Who have I wrestled against? It's like, where are these guys coming out of? And it's like, I
Oh,
don't even
that guy
know.
there. Oh, I know that guy. He works for the Daily Asshole.
Yeah, pretty much, probably. I'm like, I'm not used to people ask me questions, and it's like sometimes I don't like answering who have I wrestled with, who have I trained with. Granted, yes, I trained with Yankee Pro Wrestling back in the day. I'm a '90s guy. I'm a hardcore wrestler. TJ knows this. TJ knows who
Yeah.
I've trained by. TJ, you've seen me wrestle. It's like I hate answering questions that you don't need to be answered. It's like
I'll
don't.
quote it. I'll quote it once more. I'll be like, people ask, listen, Raw's been wrestling as long as a piece of string. Too damn long.
Yeah,
You're too damn
fucking
long.
long,
That's
man.
how long. Fucking right. Too goddamn long half the time. But am I
You
proud to
know,
be? Am I proud to be one half of the AWL Tag Team Champions? I'm very proud to be the vice president of the JWO. Absolutely, because this is
Oh
a
yeah, oh
family.
yeah.
This is a fucking family.
well, like that movie I was just quoting, I kind of see the inner circle of the JWO similar to that family. I mean, obviously we're not fucking
Yeah.
We're not mass
we're not
murderers
We
kidnapping
and
and
may not
murdering
be the
shit.
Fireflies,
yeah,
but we're
we're
pretty
not
close.
cannibals.
But going back to the fight. Look at the name Fireflies, right? And then look
Yep.
at that situation, and then look like what Bray did with his situation. Like definitely a lot of creativity with that, and like that whole family kind of aspect. I mean, that was all based on cult. The
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wyatt
but
family, and
A lot of
yep.
people see us that way too, as a cult and
And
shit.
we're
I have
very
to look
proud
at
of
them
it.
and be
Thank
like,
you.
I can
yeah,
I
we
can see
are.
where you see as a cult, but we're sort of not.
We
There's
kind of are though.
tendencies
Maybe
and
we
there's
are the.
likeness to it, but we're not
Maybe
that
we
like
are the
godly.
new maybe we're the
Hey,
new age cult.
maybe we are the Illuminati ordering mass amounts of pizza at fucking the White House. I don't know who the fuck, but you know what?
Yeah, I know, right?
No,
We
but
Fucking
ain't
that
the
was
honestly,
weird.
Illuminati. If anything, we're called the Juggernaut.
Yeah,
well, that's it. We
Juggernaut.
are the Juggalo World Order. We run things the way we run things, but we are a close knit family. We are a little crazy. We do have a love for that horror. We just might not commit such brutality. At least not outside the ring. In the ring, that's a whole different situation. I've seen TJ tear men apart. I've seen Rob tear men apart. I've seen Pickles destroy men right in front of my eyes, turn them into just
Yeah.
human bags of meat. Just
Yep.
pounding them. Um,
May
outside the
not
ring,
be
though,
too
not so much.
may not be too violent right now, but the next shows are coming up, and that's when violence are going to get to it, especially when it comes to KPW. The next episode of Fight Club is going to be a real big fight between me and Dojo Joe. When it comes to Death Day 2, I don't know who they're going to set me up with there, but I know Twinkle Toes will be there. So I'm going to deal with him and whoever they fucking place in front of me for competition.
It's gonna be insane, President Tucker. It's gonna be insane. I mean, so much going on, and like I said, you're kind of getting hit three different sides here with the founding fathers, in the middle. On what side you got Dojo Joe, on the other side you got Twinkle Toes, you got your daughter, safety at stake. You got all of us to think about. All this stuff, just mass amounts of just thoughts of craziness. Let me ask you this: as a president, how do you even like cope and deal with all this stress?
um,
One joint at a time. No, just
one,
kidding.
one, one joint bull pack at a time, one day at a time. Hell, can't even focus on the days. It's got to be 1 second at a time. It's got to be that fucking tedious. When you hold a patch that high and the rules are expectancies are that high for you, all your responsibilities come right as a front row infantry line. And you got to focus in on that one belt right there. And then after that one belt's taken, then here comes the next wave, and then wave after that, and after that. It's a nonstop. It How can Shrek put it? It's like an onion. It's got layers, several layers. Every time you think you're done with one, there's the next shift. You're done with that one. Here comes the next one. One problem after another. Biggie Smalls said it best. More money, more problems. More
Absolutely.
Very, very true. Very,
problems.
very true. And it's kind of the same with you. The more fame you're getting, the more prestige you're getting, the more titles you're fucking taking, the more people want to take shots at you, the more people that are after you, the more people that are,
Oh shit.
gunning
VP,
for
how
you.
many people do we got gunning for us now?
Oh.
Even he's freaking not even paying attention to it.
Everybody, like I said.
No, I know you probably got somebody else knocking over near your spot too and shit. It's
Well,
an
sometimes,
uproar
yeah.
over here. It's a big uproar over here. Half of the people are trying to party to not, to try to take their mind off of the security breach and the fact that a prospect was taken from us. And then there's a bunch of people that are trying, just like me, they're staying to themselves. Like those kids that came around here, that's part of the partying crew and shit. Guaranteed that's part of the partying crew. Otherwise, they'd be stuck in their tents right now trying to freaking think that the next plague is coming,
Yeah. I got so many people fucking knocking at my tent. It's fucking unbelievable sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't help but laugh because I can just imagine Rob's tent. I mean, like, all nights of the hour, just all sorts of just people just hitting Rob up. Yo, what's up, Rob? Want to party? Rob's like, sure. Another
Yeah,
hour later,
absolutely.
somebody else hits on, hey, Rob, want to party? Sure. They go home or they passed out. Hey, another person, sure. Hey, Rob, want to party? Rob's like, yeah, sure. Rob
Yep.
keeps partying. He don't freaking even like go to bed, and these people are just like passing out hour by hour.
Yeah,
It just makes
I've
me
And,
seen.
laugh.
and,
I
and
wake up the
lately
next
too.
morning, I see fucking bodies all over the place, fucking still passed out. I'm like, what the fuck, really? I'm ready to go again.
And lately too, in between all them parties and shit, he finishes one, somebody else, hey Rob, want a party? 5 minutes after that, and every 5 minutes after that, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes is a text from me. Yo, VP, you hear that noise? Yo, you hear
And
that?
I'm
Did you see
usually like,
that? Dude!
Hey, speaking of
I gotta
texting things,
apologize to him too. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, man, but this guy's got me on my feet.
hey, speaking of things in text, the Rook's been quiet for 2 days. I
thank
wonder
God.
if I wonder if
I'm
TT
gonna have
took.
to ask one of my boys to put a health check on him then.
Well,
Oh
no,
God,
maybe
please
I mean,
don't.
we're not that lucky. Like I said, he'll be the one person TT will take and then toss back. He'll be like, "No,
Yeah,
we don't
he's
want
like
him."
Ralphie from The Simpsons.
They probably actually took him first. He was probably the first pick, and then he probably just annoyed the shit out of the clown and
Yeah,
was
that's
probably fucking
right.
like, you know
You
what?
know what?
Let me
We
just
don't
take the
need your
silent one.
striped ass. Get out of the van.
So then he took the most quietest one after that. He didn't want nobody talking. Mike probably chatted his ear off. So hey,
Yeah.
did you watch Raw? Hey, Twinkle Toes, did you watch Raw last week? Did you see John Cena? Oh my God, John Cena's back. Hey, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the man. T Tucker versus Roman Reigns. WrestleMania 9, WrestleMania 15. Oh my God, Rob Roberts.
You guys will never be like Ric Flair. Hey, Tuck, next time, Mania, you and you and the Nature Boy. Woo! Shut up, Miro. Shut the fuck up, man. Go to fucking sleep. Smoke a
Yeah, and that
joint.
will be like
Take this
it'll
pill,
be at
go to sleep.
midnight that this all starts, by the way. This isn't like, early morning. This will be like at midnight when I'm trying to like just settle down. I've
Yeah. But
unwinded, and this kid started talking. Rob Roberts will never reach the heights of Ric Flair. I said, where do you fucking come up with this shit? Like, honestly, sir. Like, I mean, I don't want to be rude, but like, what fucking is going through your head? I've done a lot of different
yeah,
kind of drugs before. Like people, we've experimented with different shit, with acids and fucking mushrooms and different hallucinogenics before, and now I just smoke weed. But I have to ask the kid, like, what are you popping that makes you come up with these thoughts? Because nobody else in the world ever. I've seen people do even more shit
yeah.
than I've, and they never say, well, hey, come to think of it, Rob Roberts is never gonna hit the heights of Ric Flair. I wonder what we
No,
can
for
do about
real.
this. It's like, are you fucking
Thanks for
kidding
the put
me?
down. And on top of it too, it's not just little weird things on that. Like you said before, this would be like 2:30 in the morning, and your phone's going ding, 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 ding,
Oh
ding,
yeah.
ding. I got my daughter fucking waking up in the middle of the night, Daddy. I'm like, oh, motherfucker.
And honestly, with the killer gone for a little bit, and the whole Twinkle Toes bullshit, I don't silence the chat in case there's an emergency, with the JWO. I won't do it. So I want to be notified in case you make an announcement. So I don't silence my phone. But yeah, it'll just keep banging all
Yeah.
night. I'm telling you, I woke my kid up. He comes running in. What's going on, Daddy? What's going on? I said, Uncle Mikey he's just fucking around again. I mean, what am I supposed to tell the kid? I mean, the kids, I mean, what
Probably
am I
asked
say?
me before, what the hell is he doing up at this time, Dad? What is
I
he
almost,
taking? I'm like, I
I
don't
mean,
fucking know.
what
Maybe
am I
he
supposed to
wanted.
tell? What am I supposed to tell my son that
I
Mikey's having
honestly think
thoughts that
I honestly think that he's freaking taking an entire fucking case of Fago cream soda to his fucking skull because nobody flies around this place like he does. Nobody has that much conversation in him. And just anybody who doesn't know, Fago cream soda, it's the sweetest one of the entire freaking brand. And to drink it
I
is
really
like
don't
drinking
like that.
liquid
No.
diabetes. It's like snorting a pixie stick back in the 90s. Once you take 1 to 2
Oh
bottles,
my
you
god.
are off to the races. So honestly, I think that kid just constantly goes into our cooler and steals all the fucking Fago cream soda.
Oh,
he
he
can
can have
bounce
as much as he wants because I can't fucking stand that. Sorry, I don't
he
like the cream
I can't
soda.
take the
he
taste.
can't he bounces around though, and you're about right. He'll just like ping ping pong boom boom. And by the time you look at it's like 6 different conversations, and most of them is, and it'll go right down the line. Well, do you think Sasha Banks will ever be invited to KPW? TJ Tucker, you think he'll ever be as big as Andre the Giant? How would he fare up against Roman Reigns? You think?
Oh man.
Do you think Rob Roberts is at the same level as John Cena? Do you think John Cena could,
Listen,
beat Rob
okay,
Roberts in a
right,
one-to-one street
okay.
fight?
See,
And then he goes,
right there, right
do you
there.
think do you think Dunk the Clown could beat, Mr. Pickles if it was the original Doink the Clown and it wasn't 93, but it was 98? Like, he got some
Oh
weird shit in his
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
skull.
How
Like,
much
yeah,
of a mark can you be?
that's what I'm fucking saying. He's more of a mock than Tony Khan, the poor kid.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jesus.
Did you hear
I'm
about that
sorry.
big welder?
I'm sorry. I'm not too happy and thrilled with AEW. I think they're making a joke of the whole fucking industry. They're on such a national level with their money, but they're such marks for their own products. And I'm not a fan of Tony Khan. I used to think he would be a little bit different and somebody, that was going to open up the industry and, change the way that, wrestling was, being shown and, more for, the fans. And in some parts he has done that, but in other parts he has just he's taken wrestling and sent it back like 20 years. It's like the disrespect that the wrestlers are getting, the people are starting to get again. And just, some of the spots that they do are just, it's not helping the situation. It's kind of like, honestly, I hate to bring it up because I hate to even talk about it, but it's floating around there. Is that whole Donnie Rotten situation, with the wrestlers, and they, obviously things happen in the ring, but the dude kicked him in the face and a real kick, and the shit hurts, and it's floating around the internet. And, I'm seeing both sides of the story. It's one of those things. It's unfortunate. It doesn't
Yeah,
help the industry. It doesn't help the promotion. It doesn't help the industry. These are the kind of things that just should be kind of edited out and disappeared. And it's the same kind of drama you kind of see in AEW with, backstage bullshit with, Jack
What
Perry and
Mero
fucking
and CM Punk.
Punk. I can't stand CM Punk. I
I
absolutely
used to
can't.
like him. I used to like CM Punk. I thought he was cool as shit, but now he's just I don't know. I don't know.
I I don't know where to
I
place after these motherfuckers now and shit. I mean, it's hard to even watch the shit on TV. Really, I've been more focused on what's going around near me and
Yep.
the feds that I'm in. It's pretty wild when, as an Indian and underground wrestler, you take a break from the live the live screen television shit and even take a break on the fucking on-demand services when it comes to the sport that you fucking love. You know,
Well,
it's
that's the
just
thing.
getting a little difficult.
Well, that's the thing, and I was telling y'all last week. I never watched. I stopped watching WWE in 2001. I didn't even start in 2002. I think that's when Lesnar entered the scene. I stopped watching it. Um, I didn't start watching it again, WWE, until honestly I started seeing the Fiend stuff coming out. And then it made me go back and watch all of Bray stuff. But that's what really got me hooked to weekly TV. Yeah, I watched the big events and the pay-per-views, but to get me back to a weekly wrestling viewer, it was Bray Wyatt and his storylines. And when AEW first launched, I would say I was one of its biggest fans. It was something different. It was something new. We haven't seen something new and different like that since. I mean, who knows when? I mean, yeah, I mean, Impact maybe when they first came out, or but it was a WCW of its times in a lot of
Yep.
ways. And it was
Well,
great. And I really enjoyed seeing it when I started seeing familiar faces on it, and people moving up and people getting on their shows. But then it kind of, for me, got oversaturated with all these weekly shows and all these different things. It just got too much. And to hear all the backstage drama being so open about it, it's just like, you're killing the business, dude, and not in a good way. Like, that's not how to do it, in my opinion. And again, you might be a CM Punk, you might not. I feel like he's just a problematic person in this industry, and he likes just the attention. So no matter what he's doing, there's always going to be controversy because that's what draws attention. That's what draws numbers. That's what draws crowds. Look at social media. What trends? It's not the wholesome. I mean, sometimes it's the wholesome videos, but most 90% of the time, it's the controversial ones that go out there that
Yep.
people are talking about and people fight over, and that's what makes people revenue. It's the controversy, and that's what these wrestlers have figured out too. And CM Punk takes it to a whole other level. It's not kayfabe bullshit. He really takes the controversy right to the company into real life, and it becomes this real life scenarios where people could get sued or people are getting. And you're seeing all these reports of lawsuits or this or that. It's like, what the hell is going on? And then the fact that all this is in the open, like I said, it's just bad. I know WWE isn't perfect. They've had so much bad shit in their life between the steroid cases, homicides, murders, straight up, like Owen Hart shit, drugs, you name it, they've had it happen. But
yeah.
99% of the time, they've kayfabed it out. They've written it away. The fans never knew. Like, even as a kid, right? 93, and this is kind of a sad story for myself and just pissed me off to this day. But when 93 hit, I was really big in the WWE. WrestleMania 9 to me was really good. I know it's not a good WrestleMania, but watching it as a kid, it was fun.
Well, I love the
King
whole
of-
aspect of the Caesar Palace shit and everything. When
it
I
was
was
Yeah,
a
see,
kid,
that was
unbelievable.
cool.
awesome.
And
Yeah,
see,
that was
like,
cool.
and me and my friends, we had like the toga party. We did the whole thing 9 yards. We got really into
Nice.
it, and having the ending and being a Hogan fan, it was awesome. Yokozuna beat Brett, and then Hogan came out and took the title. It's like, oh my god! And the whole doink match, the double doinks, is still stuck in my head to this day. It's one of the
Yeah,
most classic things.
absolutely.
I was a fan of
Undertaker
the
and Great.
Giant
Under
Gonzalez.
the
I was a
under.
fan of him.
Yeah.
Uh, we
Yeah.
got to see, Shawn Michaels do his stuff as, and Luna Vachon make her first appearance. You had some
Yep.
really good matches. Another one of them, my favorite, was Mr. Perfect versus the narcissist Lex Luthor. When he was,
That was
came
good.
out as a narcissist, he was great, and he had this look, and Mr. Perfect was known for being perfect. It was a great feud. It was just really good part of my times. Then King of the Ring came, and King of the Ring was really just a defining moment for me in wrestling because it was the first time that I actually saw like a new pay-per-view air. Like every other time, I mean, granted I was alive, but I don't remember, Survivor Series being its first. I don't remember all these other ones being its first. But I do remember, the first King of the Ring. So I was a big fan of these times in '93. I remember all of that stuff. And like I said, that's the stuff that kept me into wrestling. And got me into it and got me really right about it. And we had those parties, and wrestling was so much different then because I felt like, people enjoyed it as kids.
Oh,
But let me get to the
yeah,
point of
the
this all.
times were
So
definitely
93,
different.
right? King of the Ring, very special event, like I said, but it was also another great event because at the end of it, this is around the time I started to really favor the heels, right? At the end of it, Bret Hart wins, and Jerry Lawler comes out, fucking just beats the piss out of this guy. And I fell in love with Lawler. I never really knew who he was just by name because back then you only could, find out by all of the wrestlers if you followed the NWA or these other promotions or read magazines. So I knew him by magazine. I was so pumped that he was part of the WWE and he was beating him, his gimmick. Man, I was him for that Halloween. We went to that Survivor Series in '93, and I got like fourth row seats. I dressed up. I wanted to dress up as him and go. And all of a sudden, they pulled him from the card. They
Oh,
put Michaels. They put Michaels in there, and that was a fine match. And they said he was injured or whatever. They never really said anything, but you never knew anything. Years later, you found out it's because he was charged with the sexual assault of a minor. I think it was unfounded. I'm not really sure, but they pulled it. But my point is WWE held it back, and they didn't. Granted, the social media wasn't there, but even throughout times of chaos and peril, they're just able to put up that blanket of kayfabe. They just really know how to do it. Vince knows how to manipulate situations, so they don't get aired as dirty laundry. And I feel like AEW is the opposite of that, where like everything gets aired as dirty laundry. Fucking, this young buck clogged the toilet and now they fucking owe $10,000 and that will make the news.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just bullshit. And I feel like it's a lot of drama, and I think a lot of the drama might even be stage drama because I mean, again, it's just look at the business. So a lot of it you don't even know. Are these guys really fighting? Is this even really happening? Are they just kayfabing out pipe bombs? I mean, what's going on here? Um, and that's how it works. And I, like I said, I've kind of lost a lot of respect for Tony Khan because I do think he's still in that mark stage. He reminds me a lot of the Rook. I could see him at night thinking, oh, I wonder if this one will ever be as big as John Cena. Like, I just can see that. And it just something I don't know. I mean, like it becomes more and more apparent the more I watch and read about and learn about and see the product. I mean, it's still a good promotion and it still has some good matches, but it doesn't have, it doesn't have what it had when it first steamrolled through. When it first came on the scene, it was something very fresh, and it reminded me. It remind it reminded me a lot of the indie scene because I mean, face it, look what All In was. All In was, a bunch of superstar indie guys or high end talent that never worked the WWE. Really, you had the Young Bucks, you had Kenny Omega, and then of course you had Cody Rhodes who did work WWE, but Kenny Omega never did, and the Young Bucks was what, one match or two matches when they were
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah. Very,
Um,
very young.
but Kenny was probably one of the greatest of our time to not work WWE, and so to see all these people work hard and to throw a show, and to hear that it was self-funded, it was like, wow. If they could do it, there's hope. And I think a lot of people saw hope as promoters, of being able to kind of, or even wrestlers to be able to kind of save and pool and start their own shows. But at the same point, once Tony Khan came in, it started to slowly lose that indie feel and become more and more and more commercialized and more kind of like WWE and more of what I didn't want to see. And
yeah,
again,
I noticed a little
and
bit of that shit too.
and I can't say WWE is that good either. I mean, I'm with wrestling of this is my whole thing about wrestling. It's very subjective. So I just take what I like, I leave the rest. Some matches I like, some matches I don't like. I'll watch them. If I don't like them, I don't like them. I really don't have negativity to say about them. Like I said, I'm just saying the truth of how I'm feeling about AEW and WWE, but I won't go on there and trash every match or trash bad shows. I don't see that as, again, bringing any bringing any fruit to the to the industry, and that's what I really care about, the business, right? Pro
Yeah,
wrestling, the whole industry. That's why I don't like seeing, negative shit about it, even if it doesn't matter if it's backyard pro wrestling, on TV wrestling, any of that shit. I hate seeing it because it brings the whole system down a notch every time, and then everybody got to work this much harder to get it back up there.
yeah.
um
It takes years off the fucking business and sets us back a few hundred years. You know.
At least, at least.
It can. And then it gives other people bad names and so forth. And so, I mean, like I said, I really don't like to see it like that. So, I won't be negative about it. And if you ever see my podcast, I'm never negative. I never give bad reviews on shows. If the shows I don't like, I just won't talk about them. The
Yeah.
ones I like, I do talk about, because I mean, that's a part of form of promoting, talking, telling people about it. Like right now, to me, the number one show on TV right now for pro wrestling has to be, for me right now, is Kill City Cup. I'm in love with that product. I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't
Always a
seen one
good one.
episode. I gotta start checking that shit out, dude. I
Okay, it's
really
not
do.
even an episodic show, Rob. It's a one movie. It's about an hour, a little bit over an hour long. You can watch it free on YouTube. It's
All right, I'll start
unbelievable.
checking it out.
Yeah,
You
the
check it
entire
out when
thing
you
can
get
be
some free
found on
time.
YouTube.
Absolutely.
I brought in some of the guests on my show. I had Mason X. I had the Technical Alchemist, David Mercury. I had Queen Gia, the
I know.
Queen
I
of
saw
Kill
that.
City.
I saw that one with Queen Gia. I was like, wow, pretty good.
That was that was a lot of fun with that one. I had a lot of fun with that. Getting close.
I knew it was pretty serious at first when I saw Jimmy Jacobs come out and play a character, and then I saw Brian Cage play a character. I'm like, yeah, this is some shit.
I mean, I got my wife to watch it because of Brian Cage. She's a big Brian Cage fan, and she was definitely there to watch it for that reason. But and she enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I've watched it several times, and I enjoyed even what every time I watch it. It's one of those films I probably watch now at least like 60 times, because it's one of those wrestling shows that I'll just like throw on at night before bed or whatever, because it entertains me. I think Mr. Kill is hilarious. His one-liners are funny. And I think just the characters bring such life into it. And it is like, your favorite fighting game times, your favorite pro wrestling, times this brutality. It's just great. It's just a lot, something different. It's something that's not on TV. It's something that you can't find just in your general promotion.
Well,
Of course, there's other promotion.
I was dropping mad bugs to the producer of that place and everything. I'm like, yeah, check out the JWO next time you put in the cup. Check us out. Check this out. This, that, and the other thing. He's like, yeah, I got what you're saying. I hear you. I'm like, okay. Well, I dropped my bug. I did my job.
Hey, why not, right? You never know. You
It
never
doesn't hurt.
know.
It never hurts to ask, right, boys? Never hurts to ask. But let me tell
Nope.
you something. We're just about out of time tonight. Wow, it's already like 9 o'clock. We've been
Yeah, we're getting on fucking raw time over here. Fucking 9 o'clock.
Wow. Holy shit. Wow.
I mean, another, that's what's
I
fun
hope
about
you
clowning around.
fans,
We have
I hope
fun.
you I hope you fans are fucking enjoying this clowning around time and shit, because we be giving our fucking days up for you guys, filling each other's ears up with bullshit,
And
everything about
fun.
us and just life itself, man. I hope you all are enjoying this fucking program, because this
Yeah, me
Yes.
is
too.
WO full blast right here.
It's funny, it's sad, it's serious. We got all sorts of things. We got killer clowns after us. We got crazy JoJo dudes. We got freaking we got everything going on. Jesus, my God, it's insanity. But you know what? We also got is a lot of love, and a lot of love within the JWO like I said, it's one big family. And with that, I have to say good night, brothers. Good night, sisters. Whoop whoop.
Whoop
Whoop,
whoop.
whoop.